Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day so far. And we'll jump right into the game. Hey, Derek, welcome to the stream. You're not early. I'm technically late. Yeah, I'm technically a little bit late here. We have... Just, every game I play seems to have the most difficult bosses that are lined up right at the start of every stream. And let's see if I remember the controls I needed for this boss. Because, yeah. And off to a great start. Managing to not even hit the boss. Okay, there we go. I don't remember like 90% of the attack patterns that we figured out on the last stream of Ender Lilies. Because this boss hits hard if you can see my health bar in the top corner. They hit a lot harder than I do, at least. Given that, yeah, their health bar kind of is big. What even did more damage to me there? It's just so hard to actually hit this boss. Yeah. Should also remember that I actually have a healing. I have healing. I should probably make sure I use that at least a little bit. Though also not sure how much good needing to or healing would do if I need to heal right at the very start of the boss fight. Because I feel like I should be able to at least get through the first phase of the boss fight without healing. But I keep messing even that up. Okay, there. Oh, right. He either does 2 attacks where he like can turn around halfway through, like that, or he does 1 and then he jumps over me. So he's gonna do 2. Yeah, he just jumps around a lot. Yeah, because then he's gonna jump over me right there, and I am gonna take a lot of damage. And then, okay, we actually got a phase 2 transition here. Right. The apparently borderline impossible to dodge attack. Followed by a different borderline impossible to dodge attack. I need to... I think I figured this out last stream. I need to do my second dodge a lot later. This boss may actually wind up getting a attempt counter as well. This is not the easiest boss by any stretch of the imagination. Though, and I'm pretty sure this boss is already like has more attempts between last stream and this stream than bosses from quite a lot of than like even final bosses from a lot of other games I've played. Oh, come on. I really need to be a little bit more careful, I think. Because the attacks definitely hurt when they hit me. These attacks definitely hurt, and his stagger meter's gonna keep recovering if I can't hit him at least occasionally here. Yeah, I gotta hit the boss at least occasionally so I can get a stagger off. Yeah, that attack is dodgeable. It's just weird to dodge because it's like super delayed. It's like a super delayed attack. It just makes it, given my high levels of impatience, makes it tricky for me to actually dodge. Ah, right. He's really doing like the same attack patterns over and over this fight. Okay, and we have phase 3. Yeah, do not stand in the path of the things that deal lots of damage. It is slightly damaging. Oh, that's a double attack now. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, I'm trying to just be as careful as I can be to whittle down his health pool. And I missed the timing there. That's going to attack like there. But apparently the game audio got muted. Let me unmute the game audio. I know why the game audio got muted there. I think it's because I think the OBS scene got duplicated in a weird way. There we go. Now you guys should actually be able to hear the game also. I do notice when something goes slightly janky. Okay, there we go. I feel like this is probably the hardest boss I've fought so far in the game. At least it feels that way, because I think the second hardest boss would have been the Dark Witch, who did take me quite a few attempts, but not quite this many. I should make sure I use all 3 of the spells I have unlocked instead of just using my sword for most of the first 2 phases. I want to be on the right side of them. I also want to try to not dodge directly into them like that. All right. Let's try again. Stop. The boss doesn't feel impossible. They just feel like I have to actually not goof up the attack patterns too many times. And I should be good to go once I get there. Yeah, I have lots of... Oh gosh. That attack deals a lot of damage if I misread. Would deal a lot of damage if I misread it. Because especially that like second ground slam part of the attack, that's like the follow-up. That part right there, that deals the A. Or that part really deals some damage. I should also make sure I remembered that I have like special abilities. Okay, I want to heal. Yeah, healing right there is surprisingly effective. Because I think that also like basically fixes my weird attack timing. Okay, there we go. Oh gosh. I don't have that much healing. I don't have that much healing to be able to just tank those attacks. Oh gosh. This boss is a little bit of a difficulty spike. Little bit of a difficulty spike here. And by difficulty spike, I think I mean difficulty cliff. But, well, that's about... What can you do sometimes? It's kind of what I get for picking for basically filtering Steam for difficult Metroidvania Souls-like tag combo. That's how I found like 90% of my Steam library. Is just filtering on difficult Metroidvania Souls-like. Which turns up a lot of surprising number of games. Actually, they're going to succeed at attacking me. No try required. Yeah, no try required. Uh-oh. My Stream Deck's off, or my Stream Deck just crashed. I'm going to need to fix that here in a second, but not in the middle of a boss fight. And not in the middle of a boss fight, at least. Okay, I need to also be sure I'm not dodging directly into them. Okay, they're so close to getting hit stunned and phase 3. Okay, that should trigger phase 3. I need to make sure I'm, like, approximately not in the way of that attack. We'll get there. I just need to be careful of everything. Because they deal a lot of damage. Yeah, they deal a lot of damage here. Ah, shoot. I think that's the lowest health I've gotten them to so far, at least. Oh, I see why my Stream Deck died. My internet completely died. And it is running over the internet. Is my internet back? Maybe. Internet may be back. Nope, internet is not back. Yeah, my internet is super flaky right now. Okay, I think we are back. Sorry about that. Yeah, if I make it like one more week, my internet should be fixed. That's all I gotta do. Uh-oh. Yeah, like, I think that was my, like, router that time. At least the game has your internet disconnected your controller message. Though I'm also running on a wired controller, so I'm not sure how that triggers. I'm not entirely sure how that would trigger from my controller. Uh-oh. Yeah, this boss is a little bit tough. Okay, he's gonna just... He really did just do, like, the easiest attack combo for phase 1. Because I really liked seeing the attack where he, like, jumps over me. That one is super easy for me to counter. That one right there. Yeah, that one right there is super easy for me to counter whenever he does it. Which makes me quite happy. That one's a little bit harder to counter because it's just so fast. Okay, that was a surprisingly clean phase 1 and phase 2. Yeah, that was a surprisingly clean first 2 phases for that fight. Okay, are you going to actually attack, or are you just going to jump around like crazy? I think the answer is that he's just going to jump around like crazy. Oh, I don't want this... Actually, this wouldn't be a terrible one to win on if I can keep myself alive long enough. I should heal. Because I think we got it. I think we got the boss. That took a few attempts. These flowers are for her. Aw. The game's gonna make me sad again. The defense of the bastion was the longest and most grueling battle I've ever fought. We staved off the blighted hordes, defended the kingdom, but none were left to thank us. Now we're trapped in our own undying shells, just like the blighted themselves. I've dreamt of dying on the battlefield for so long, now I'll never die at all. I see a field of flowers coating the snow-covered ground all around me. The White Priestess was the one who told me what these flowers are called. All I'd ever known was battle. The Priestess broadened my horizons considerably. I was never one for long conversations. I never really knew how to talk to people. She would laugh as I struggled to speak, but never made me feel ashamed. Once the fighting has ended, we may never see one another again. Perhaps it would be better that way. The priestess said she loved this field of flowers. Yeah, the game really likes to just gut punch you. If any yet bloom, would it please her to gaze upon them again with me someday? Yeah, this game really knows how to just like gut punch you with like the random lore drops after every boss fight. Old the Mad Knight slashes twice with giant claws. Charging will unleash a series of gouging attacks and a devastating finisher, but leaves you wide open. Feared by his order and dubbed the Mad Knight, Olaf seemingly lost his edge after a fierce battle. He continued to protect Snowflower Garden in seclusion. Wall jump. Bloody Knight's claws. When facing a wall, hold the direction. The great claws of Mad Knight Olaf allow one to adhere to walls. Jumps can be performed after latching onto a wall. Okay, wall jumps are actually super nice. I like that ability now. Or I like having that ability. The flowers you so carefully guarded. Polluted by the blight as they become, I find them beautiful all the same. Such a sad little bit of the game there. Okay, yeah, we can literally just wall jump straight up walls. He was to protect her. Well, I mean, we found more healing. Suppose that counts as more healing. White Priestess's Bastion letter. The cold makes living here kind of hard, but it's much better than that gloomy laboratory. I even made a friend. His name is Olv. I'm not allowed to wander around, and I have to follow Julius's orders. I wonder if everyone else who escaped as well. I wish I could write them letters, so I guess I'll call this one Practice. And then, yep, those are the two things from this area. That ability is going to be very nice for getting around. This game is called Ender Lilies. Also, welcome to the stream. It's another Souls-like Metroidvania. And is definitely a little bit on the challenging side at times. Unlimited uses is not bad. Not terrible. But I think I want to go to the world's least navigable fast travel map. Because I think there was a sewer. It's a very fun game so far. It is also a little bit on the tricky side. Though, I'm making it look a lot easier than this. Okay. Because I'm guessing... I have no idea what that is. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of enemies just in this area. But I'm guessing that this is the next direction to go because we kind of found both fast travel points at once, but just happened to go up instead. Yeah, we just happened to go up instead of to the side. There's a lot of exits to this room I'm noticing on the map. You can kind of see the map in the top right corner. There are a lot. Before the Reign of Death, This place must have held many of the afflicted. I'm guessing that everybody here is evil. Okay, yeah, I can't go to the right yet. But that doesn't mean I can't go up. I want whatever that item is. Yeah, I want all the items. Oh, we have invisible enemies. Invisible teleporting enemies again. That's fun. The lore, so far as I can tell, is that we woke up underground somewhere that with basically no memory. We were woken up by this knight that's attacking for us in a kingdom that was taken over by something called the Blight, which appears to have come from rain, so far as I can tell. And then we're trying to basically go around and save all of the blighted creatures from something, at least. Not sure what we're trying to save them. Not entirely sure what we're trying to actually save them from. But we're basically going around trying to save the kingdom from... It looks like it got corrupted by something. Okay, those enemies have a lot of health. Yeah, this seems to be some kind of rain. It's definitely a world full of rain. This rain is, I think, a little bit more evil, though. Yeah, I think this rain's a little bit more evil than, like, rain in Rain World. Okay, these are pretty short rooms. This room looks empty, but I'm suspecting it's not actually empty, and I'm suspecting there's a secret hidden somewhere. Oh yeah, I can see that there's not actually a ceiling right there. Okay, I don't think I can go up further. I have wall jump, but but it's not perfect. Yeah, the wall jump definitely does not seem to be perfect. The map, the orange rooms on the map are ones that I've fully unlocked everything from. The Metroid strat of bumping into every wall. Basically. That pot's gonna attack me. Yep. The darker colored pots... Oh, I was, like, completely out of health. Yeah, the darker colored, like, pots and boxes seem to pretty consistently have enemies or stuck in them. I think I can get back to that room pretty easily, at least. And now that I know that that's like a mini boss, I can... That's one of the enemies we're trying to save, or one of the creatures we're trying to save, are basically anything living in this area. Though I'm not sure that half zombie, half ghosts are alive. Are at least necessarily alive. Ooh, level up. The level ups in this game are not actually the most useful things in the world. Oh gosh. That thing deals a lot more damage than it looks like it should. Yeah, that thing deals a lot of damage. Because that hurts. I feel like I might still be doing areas slightly out of order. Just given how much damage these enemies are dealing to me. The game doesn't ever really tell you where you're supposed to go. So I'm kind of left bumbling around, at least somewhat, to actually track down my intended pathway. So it doesn't seem to throw up too many, like, you definitely shouldn't be going this way walls. It just kind of is more of polite encouragement of strong enemies everywhere. Seems to be its preferred method of choice for how you get around. I want to summon my little bird friend here, because my bird friend here is actually quite helpful. Oh, that screech attack does a lot of damage. Yeah, that screech attack actually hurts, or like actually hits me pretty hard. Because yeah, if I can attack them from a distance, I think that might actually be the strategy there. Yeah, I'm not sure what they are. I thought I could sneak away in all the commotion, and this is what I got. Yeah, you get little secret unlocks like this. And yeah, hidden test subject. Uses the urn holding the test subject's body as a shield. Well-timed blocks unleash a counterattack on surrounding foes. A heroic bandit who was fearless and confident until he was branded a sinner and taken to the Verboten Domain, aka the Poison Swamp, as a test subject. There, he would oft hide in urns to escape the twisted experiments. That's a little bit... I'm not sure if that's more sad or more creepy. It's definitely one of the two. There are so many enemies here. Yes, there are so many enemies in this area. Yep. I don't know what I was expecting. These enemies also hit extremely hard. Okay, I think we let the toxic goop cloud at least clean up a couple of the enemies first. Yeah. Chain of sorcery, relic slots. I feel like I have a lot of relic slots, but I feel like there's a lot more relics. I mean, I suppose that makes sense. That don't want to just give me everything. That is a room full of archers. that really is just a room full of archers. I literally dodged right into that attack. Forbidden text scrap. Many attempts have been made to create new life through magic. The creation of artificial life. It is thought that by guiding a spirit into the body of a babe, the child would retain control of their body while inheriting the power contained within a spirit. The creation of sentient rock, but I think the note got cut off. I mean, I suppose it is a text scrap and not the full forbidden text. So I guess that kind of makes sense. I'm out of healing, but I'm also right next to the respite I can use to recharge my healing. I kind of want to run back to the respite real quick before I keep exploring. Just in case, you know? Just in case. Gotta rest at the bench. How many charges does hidden test subject have? 10? That's not great. Still no ancient souls. I do have enough to enhance my ranged attack now. I have nowhere close to enough to enhance my little bird friend's attack, though. 800 is a lot of blight. That's a lot. Given that I've gotten I don't even think I've gotten 800 so far the entire game. I don't think I've gotten 800 blight so far the entire game, let alone at once for an upgrade. Hopefully the rate at which I get the blight or pick up blight speeds up at some point. Okay, that is a giant hole in the ground. Full of I don't know what. Something freaky looking. Okay, it looks like that's a rat spawner. Little rat spawning enemy. This area is very big. Okay, I can't break those walls yet. I'm guessing that that's probably tied to either this area or the next area. Whatever the unlock for that is. Oh gosh. I think I need to take care of the bush first. Take care of the just slightly angry underwater shrubbery. Before I take care of the giant toxic goop thing. At least the game does not have a breath meter. Yeah, the game at least does not have a breath meter for swimming, which does help out at least a fair bit. Because some of these enemies take a while to fight. So I can't imagine having to fight them while also needing to deal with just all the other enemies around and dealing with an air meter. That might be a little bit much. Okay, there's a pathway here. That looks like it leads off screen, but there's also... That was not quite what I intended to do. But there's also a lot... Is this like a giant underwater sewer system? I suppose that would make sense. It's full of spiky, dangerous things, though. I need to heal. And let's not try to do combat that involves me moving around a bunch right next to the giant spiky danger things. Oh, there is an item up here that I missed. It's just 10 blight. I suppose that's 10 blight closer to 800. I suppose. Gotta always look on the bright side of the random items you pick up. And then there's another one of these things. They don't seem to have much in the way of actually being able to aim at me. They just seem to have a lot of health. More so than anything. Yeah, they just seem to have a lot of health more than actually being a major threat. So I suppose they do make the water a little bit dangerous to get around. 10 more blight. One little item pick up at a time. There are a lot of things down here still. I have not cleared this path. I kind of use the enemies as a sort of marker for where I've been in the room. Because if there's a bunch of enemies, then I definitely haven't been that way, because I try to not leave a bunch of enemies just hanging around when I'm working my way through an area. Okay, I think this looks like it's back to the right side of the area. Right side of the room. Up. Yeah, up the wall I can jump up when I get in. Suppose that means that when I come back through here to go to the right direction, I can go up. But I'm still missing stuff on that screen. That's a very... Okay, I picked up the item and got ambushed. A little bit of an ambush there. just a little bit of an ambush. Okay. I am also not doing great on the health department. Yeah, I'm a little bit low on health. Oh, there's a rat. I hear it. There's a rat spawner. Yeah, one of those little... They look kind of freaky. And by kind of freaky, I mean they look very freaky. Then again, that's kind of everything in this game. Is there a second one? There is. Hey Mel, welcome to the stream. I'm back. My internet is occasionally still a little bit goofy for the next like week or two, but I am actually back. With not nearly enough health. Yeah, the RAM took like 2.5 weeks to actually get fully replaced. Which is kind of absurd, honestly. I'm not sure what I expected jumping into a room full of enemies. I jumped into a room full of enemies there. I'm not sure why I didn't expect, or why I expected that to go well. Thanks for stopping by the stream, though. And yeah, I am so glad that I have got my memory also, because I like streaming. I like hanging out with everybody who stops by the stream. So it's nice when I can actually do that and not be running out of computer. Though I'm pretty sure I bought the RAM right before the RAM prices started to go down again. Because that seems to have been my luck there, but well, what can you do? I don't think I can get up onto that wall yet. I think the game realizes that it gave me a wall climb ability and is now like, stop trying to use that to skip everything. Because there's definitely items in this room that I am missing. Because I can see that. Yeah, I can see it up there. But I'm pretty sure that that's... Yeah, it happens. Because I can see the item up there. Hopefully the stream is not too dark. Yeah. SSDs are through the roof at the minute. You know what? I believe that. Actually, I might be able to make it up there. Yeah, I might actually have enough vertical mobility to get up that. Okay, I think I need to be a little bit smarter about it, though. 1, 2, dash. Okay, yeah, I definitely can get up to that item. This just might take a couple of tries. Because I think I have to just get my spacing correct, and then, yep, there we go. Yeah, so some of these items, the game gives you a lot of just different ways to approach the movement puzzles, which I really like. That just means I have a lot of options for how to just get around. I am going to run out of health trying to fight this. Because there are enemies everywhere. Okay. Yeah, let's try to not run out of health. I mean, I suppose we are kind of in a thing that's vaguely a sewer network. So I suppose it makes sense that's full of rats. This game is definitely not holding or not pulling its punches anymore. A couple of the first areas were pretty easy, but at this point the areas all seem to be just full of pretty difficult enemies, and like the enemy placements have gotten a lot more dangerous to deal with also. I mean, I suppose that makes sense given where I'm presuming about halfway through the game, just looking at my level. Because I'm guessing, because I know I saw an achievement to get level 100. So I'm presuming that we're about halfway through the game. I've just got to... Okay, I'm still missing something in this room. What did I miss in this room? the map does at least... The map, for all its not being particularly readableness, does at least tell me when I'm missing something in a given room. So I guess we get to try the Metroidvania strategy of smack my face into every wall until I find the secret pathway that I missed the first time through. Because it's definitely there somewhere. I just am not entirely sure where. I think I already got that item. Okay, that's actually a slightly dangerous combo of enemies right down here. Oh gosh. Okay, that might actually be problematic. Because yeah, if we have to deal with both the toxic goop clouds while fighting, like the water fishman enemies aren't the most dangerous, but if I have to deal with them and the toxic goop clouds at the same time, then I kind of have an issue. Because I can deal with the toxic goop cloud enemy, or I can deal with the fishman enemy, but dealing with them both at the same time leads to that happening. It's at least close by to the respawn point. It's at least close to the respawn point. I'm also missing something in this room, but I think I know what it is. I don't think I have that ability unlocked yet. Was it something on the wall? It was the thing on the wall, wasn't it? Yeah, I think there was something on the left wall that I couldn't get past just inside that room. Which would count as... Yeah, that would count as why this room's not showing as completed yet. I don't have that ability unlocked yet. Or at least I'm assuming it's another ability unlock. Because that's how all those other walls have kind of worked so far. Instead of doing my ground slam attack, I used my ranged attack once there. Where are we even trying to go? Because yeah, there's a lot of enemies in this area. That enemy hits hard. Yeah, that enemy hits pretty hard. I definitely should make sure I'm actually being careful going through these rooms, apparently. And not just running in all willy-nilly. Yeah, I'm still convinced that there's a grappling hook item because I keep seeing these little lanterns absolutely everywhere. And always like hanging up on ceilings that look like a pathway. Or like look like a dead end. And that implies... Yeah, that implies a secret of some sort. Amulet fragment. It's a little bit of max health. A little bit of bonus health there. Not a ton, but definitely not zero. Okay, I know that the entrance to this room, from the left, had a giant gate blocking it. I don't know if I can get to where the exit is yet. Because that doesn't look like I can go up. Oh, was the room below me a respite? And I just didn't realize it? Hold on a second. Yeah, this room was a rest area, and I didn't even realize it. Because I was just looking at the map. I was just like trying to look at the map to see where the exits are, and I just noticed that this room had the little green rest area circle on it. I suppose that makes sense why there were no enemies. Because the enemies don't spawn in the rest areas, or there's no enemies in at least any rest areas I've seen so far. Okay, that is slightly terrifying. Yeah, that is a slightly terrifying number of enemies right inside that room. I need to be more careful. Yeah, I definitely need to be more careful. But hey, we got the rest area. we got the rest area right there. I think if I take out the one to this side first, I think if I take out one enemy at a time instead of just running in and triggering them all. Nope, apparently their triggers are like right next to each other. They definitely did not. Yeah, they're definitely not pulling their punches with the difficulty of the game anymore. Started off kind of chill. Yeah, the game started off a lot more chill than it is at this point. Now I finally understand the suffering of the blighted. That's slightly sad. Yeah, I don't know where exactly. Up, right. There's an enemy there. That archer definitely has a like very, very good aim. Because they hit me from so far away. Is that a platform I can stand on? I can't tell if that's a platform I can stand on or if that's just a weird trick of the light. That is just a weird trick of the light. I don't see anything else I can go through, at least in the upwards direction. So I think I do see the two other exits from the downwards direction. And I'm guessing that one of those is the way forward. That is not how water works. Okay, the bottom left exit is not traversable. Executioner's Missive. Prisoners set to be executed will be taken to the subterranean lab and handed over to the King's Mage Brigade. 15 have been named as test subjects. Dark executioners entering the verboten domain must do so in groups of 3. Yeah, a Catboy has officially passed the chill moment of the game. Now all I can look forward to is pain. Apparently so. Apparently so. The game's difficulty has definitely spiked at this point. Because, I mean, their first couple areas were tricky, but not like this level of tricky. Because these enemies all hit extremely hard if I do actually get clipped by them. And there are a lot of the enemies as well. Like, we're no longer just like dealing with like one enemy at a time. We're dealing with invisible teleporting enemies that deal like half my health. Which, granted, somehow still feels balanced and fair, and I'm not sure that I like the fact that that feels balanced and fair. That means that the game's going to be able to pull off some do some pretty crazy things. Okay, that is... Oh, I think I managed to glitch out the game slightly there. Okay, yep, gotta be careful if I get attacked by 3 of the fish creatures. This is a game called Ender Lilies. Which is if you look at the store page, it's basically a difficult Souls-like Metroidvania. Yeah, the fish people are a little bit dangerous when when there's a lot of them. Because those things actually hit pretty hard. And then, of course, the bushes the underwater bushes also attack you. There really is no getting away from the enemies in this game. Though I do have this nice little ranged attack that does help quite a bit. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of noticing is definitely gets a little bit rough. I see 3 levers. They don't seem to do anything because I seem to be activating the levers and then they just. Oh, one of them did something. Yeah, one of the 3 levers did something at least. What is this? Oh, those levers are up in the air. Yeah, I do plan to play Ender Magnolia after this as well. But yeah, I didn't quite fully realize how tough of a game I was actually signing up for. Though I think I've got the movement jank side of it down. For the most part, at least. Yeah, I need to... What do these do? Because I need that... I kind of want that middle platform to be up in the air higher than it is. Oh, I can just trigger it. I suppose that makes sense. Yeah, there's... But from what I've seen, the story, it seems like it's going to be pretty good. But also, I haven't been able to see much of the story yet. Because Ender Lilies does not give you... It does not... It kind of trickle feeds the story. More than anything. It's kind of like a trickle feeding of story. I saw a direction off to the right. Okay, I think I can break those with the hammer attack. That just felt like way easier to do than trying to like do weird jump mechanics under. I mean, I at least know I'm stubborn enough to beat difficult games. So I'm not gonna give up. That's for sure. Gotta slowly figure out what I'm doing here. I gotta slowly figure out what I'm doing here. There are a lot of rats in this sewer. I suppose that makes sense, given that this does seem to be a sewer. This does seem to be a sewer, so... The rats are right at home, at least. Why does it feel like there's, like, secrets everywhere that I keep just missing? Because that feels like... That kind of feels like I might be able to movement jank my way up that wall. Kind of off to the left. But I might not actually need to movement jank it, because I might have just found a staircase that leads to the same spot. Yeah, the slightly silly, goofy movement is quite fun. I am starting to run low on healing. Okay, yeah, I could have probably movement janked up there also, but there's a staircase. Hey, I gotta be way more careful. Because these rest areas are starting to also get a little bit further apart from each other. These rest areas are starting to get a little bit further apart from each other, which also makes it a little bit harder because I can't restore my health as much right now. Okay, there are enemies absolutely everywhere. I'm guessing I need to like ground slam attack this to get into whatever I'm looking at. Yeah, what am I looking at down here? Random item in a room full of rats. I do think I've found at least a decent-ish way to movement jank my way around the game and unlock stuff or find items and whatnot, and a decent attack combo. Though I still haven't seen. I still note that I haven't seen any ancient blight. The death animation is very pretty. Because you kind of like just explode in like a shower of like feathers and light. So just a little bit. Okay, can I just take this elevator up and ignore all the enemies down at the bottom? Let's go to a different room, but it might still connect. Oh, this room's like instantly marked as complete. Interesting. So it's just a room full of doors and enemies. Yeah, a room full of locked doors and enemies. One room at a time. One enemy at a time also. I said one enemy at a time, not two enemies at a time. Oh gosh, that's terrifying. That's slightly terrifying. I don't like the fact that I think I triggered a second enemy off to the right. Yeah, I definitely triggered a second enemy off to the right there. I suppose that the health bar telling me where they teleported to is beneficial. This whole room's a little bit. I don't want to say creepy because it's not like creepy, but it is weird. My week's been going pretty well so far. Outside of just like random little things that aren't really in my control. Can I get up here via movement jank? I think I can. It's another one of what I think is a grappling hook. Yeah, I feel like there is a grappling hook mechanic somewhere that I'm missing. Just looking at... Oh gosh, I fell down. Just looking at how many of these little pedestals... That was not intentional. Just looking at how many of those little, like, lanterns I keep seeing everywhere feels like there's a grappling hook mechanic that I haven't unlocked yet. I was gonna say that I'm missing, but I'm guessing it's more that I just haven't unlocked it than that it's actually a missing item. Okay, can I please just take out the creepy enemies? Yes, but there's also just more of them in the next room. Which is... Suppose that goes... I suppose that tracks. That is a relic slot, though. I will basically always take extra relic slots. Can I get up to that section of flat wall? I keep seeing these doors, and they keep being very much not able to be opened. And I very much want to know why. But also I'm guessing that that's just something for slightly later in the game. Ooh, rest area. I will always take rest areas. Always take the rest area. Hornier's Diary 1. On this day's dawn, my sister's child was born. A boy, Julius is his name. The king's illegitimate son, born into the family of a dark executioner. His life is sure to be one of much hardship. He will undoubtedly want to know where he came from one day. Thusly, I have resolved to begin this diary so that he may find answers when the time comes. Fascinating. I've seen multiple areas that have mentioned this Julius character, and I don't think I've ever actually seen them. I'm guessing that, given the current state of the world, they are very likely... Yeah, I'm guessing that given the current state of the world and how it's kind of slightly fallen apart, they're probably a boss battle at some point, given every name I ever seem to see mentioned in this game is a boss battle. Or winds up being a boss battle somewhere. Okay, oh gosh. That's a little bit less... That's a little bit lower on health than I would like to be. I'm guessing that that's going to be a boss battle at some point. Is that the right exit? That is the right door. But then where's the bottom one? I saw a pathway leading up to the top. That I think is the top one. I think I saw the top path as something I just can't reach yet, but I don't recall seeing a second path at the bottom. Yeah, I don't recall seeing a second pathway through the bottom. Did I just clip him through the door? Because, yeah, there was... Oh, maybe down here somewhere. Slowly untangling this maze of an area. Actually, I probably didn't need to use my range attack on that. Okay, it's probably this... I'm going to guess it's this room. That is definitely an entrance to a room. Immediately with fish creatures in the water. And a rather large amount of damage. Yeah, rather large amount of damage there. Turns out, walking into the poison goop cloud deals poison goop cloud damage. Who would have thought? Yeah, who would have thought that the poison goop cloud would deal poison goop cloud damage? Shoot. I really need to be more careful. Because I'm burning so much by healing just traversing around. That it's definitely not optimal. Okay, those fish people enemies are a little bit tricky to actually deal with. Yeah, the fish people enemies are a little bit tricky to actually deal with just because it's hard to move around them underwater, I feel like. I'm assuming that that's useful. Executioner's gloves. Oh, that's an entire relic. It increases damage dealt while at maximum HP. I don't think I'm at maximum health often enough for that to be useful. Because I have this tendency to just take damage from absolutely everything. How do I get back out of this room? Yeah, where's the exit? Oh, it's right. It's a door. I gotta remember to actually go through the doors. It feels like I'm missing something in that central room, or that room off to the left still, because I think there were tunnels both directions. I think there were tunnels in both directions from there. I want to go up so I can refresh my healing. I want to refresh my healing before I keep going. But of course, I've got to actually actually get up somewhere useful. Oh yeah, I do have 2 more relic slots that I can equip things. I feel like I do a lot of air attacks as well as the ground attacks. I think I might equip both of those items. Yeah, both of those items, and I very much like the extra spirit uses. They are rather nice. That looks slightly dangerous below me. Can I just quickly get through the room? That looks a little bit threatening. With multiple... I'm guessing these are the Dark Executioner enemies. Those, like, teleporting axe guys. I mean, if they are, they definitely fit their name. Their name definitely seems to fit. I'm at least assuming that that's the type of enemy they are. Ah, yeah. I should stop dodging straight into enemy attacks. That would also probably be beneficial. Okay, can I get through this room slightly less damaged? Yes, I can. And then one enemy at a time, ideally, instead of 2. Because there's another one of the teleporting axe guys over here. Okay. One little bit of progress at a time. That I keep seeing these walls. I can't actually break them. Yeah, I can't actually seem to break them, and I don't think there's any other secrets on the ceiling, at least. Because I at least don't see anything else. Because I'm guessing that's... Though there are a lot more of those walls in this area than there were in previous areas. So I'm guessing that might... I might be unlocking whatever that ability is from the next area. Okay, that... I like the, like, just tiny little bit of poison, of, like, the damaging water. Not enough for it to actually trigger that I'm in it. But just... Oh, I guess that's, like, technically probably more blood than poison in the water here. But I like that they kind of used that for the, like, aesthetic. Because that's a pretty cool little bit of a cool aesthetic there. Just look at the creepy stuff, creepiest part of the game, and be like, yeah, that looks cool. None of those pots seem like they're ones that would attack me. Oh gosh. I want that item. I want that item. I don't know what it is. Let's change sorcery. That is definitely worth picking up that item. One little item at a time. Because I do plan to 100% the game, so I highly suspect I need to pick up all the items. That is slightly disturbing. Also, I like just the fact that this game just has random pitfalls absolutely everywhere. And it just doesn't... It's not like it's warning you about them. You're just like, yep, you're falling down this hole now. What? I think there was an exit off to the right side of this room I should probably try to take. Though I'm also a little bit low on the healing again. I'm a little bit low on the healing again. I kind of want to take out at least the rat spawner, so I don't have enemies on or in both directions. Because enemies in one direction I can deal with. Enemies in two directions are a little bit more dangerous. Though I can't tell where it thinks there should be an exit to the right that I can take. I'm just hoping I don't have to like loop all the way back around from this area. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. I need to... Yes, down main is specifically the attack I need to use to actually ground slam stuff. Because I can't like down ranged attack and do a ground slam. Otherwise it just triggers my ranged attack. Where am I? Or I guess I know where I am, but what does it expect me to do down here? In this area? It kind of sort of half intentionally fell through a hole to get down here. And kind of sort of half intentionally didn't. Because I went through that. Is the exit? Oh, the exit's probably up here. So when I fall down, I need to go to the right. That is a scary combo of enemies. I've noticed that they've started placing the archer enemies kind of behind other enemies to sort of be at least a little bit of a distraction. Though I am in this... I got to a new room. I don't have any healing, though. Yeah, I don't have any healing, though, which is mildly terrifying. Yeah, I want... Okay, I know I can break those if I get up high enough. Yeah, there's a... That tracks. I think the easiest way to get to that room might be from the top direction and not the bottom direction. Sorry, I was paying more attention to the map than the actual area I was in. Because I feel like if I go through this room, it's slightly easier to get to the room on the right. Probably. Oh, we found items. Oh, there's an item in this room that I haven't gotten. Okay, I need to actually clear the enemies then. Just running past enemies sometimes sort of works. If I'm not worried about needing to pick up a note fragment. Slip of paper. As one of the Dark Executioners, I imagine you are well aware of the verboten domain well below the stockades, where the blight festers. Interesting. I have heard that the King's Mage Brigade has been going in and out regularly to survey the area, but something doesn't quite add up. I don't suppose you know what they're up to, do you? I definitely don't know what they're up to. What was that? Where was the exit to the right from this room? Was it? Because I think I like completely missed several things. Okay, that enemy... A lot of these enemies aren't, at least immediately, the most threatening. They just hit hard. Yeah, the enemies really just hit hard more than being actually like highly dangerous. Like, because they're not fast, I think is what I'm trying to get at. The enemies in this area are not, or in this game, don't tend to be super fast and mobile. I feel like I can probably actually get up to that exit. Or that top pathway. That feels in the realm of what would be doable. Yeah, that definitely feels doable. 1, 2, jump. I needed to jump left and not right. 1, 2, dash. 1, 2, jump. 1, 2, wall grab. And then, of course, there's enemies up here. Why wouldn't there be enemies up here? The game definitely... Okay, ooh, relic. Aura's ring increases spirit uses. Priestess aura kills with a barrage of blight. It's been ages since someone has been able to awaken this ring's power. That's actually... I like the things that increase my spirit uses. I'm not sure if I was intended to get that item yet. But, well, the game gives me the ability to do slight movement jank to get around. I'm definitely going to do some slight movement jank to get around. There are enemies in this room. That is like a little mini boss battle, or a little mini enemy arena. I was not expecting to get locked into that room. It feels like there should be a... It almost feels like there should still be some level of... Ah, shoot. That is a lot of enemies still. It almost feels like there should still be some level... Or like a respite somewhere around here. Some level of like safe healing. A little bit further to the right. But also that could just be me being wishful and that the game is actually going to be more difficult than that. Which I suspect may also be the case. I'm at least expecting to be locked into the room this time. Because that, if I'm expecting it, I can deal with it a little bit more easily. That is still quite a few enemies, though. And where is the dark executioner? Man, there we go. One enemy at a time, because I'm suspecting... Oh, there's multiple of them. There's at least 3 of them. Okay, I at least dealt damage to them so I can see where their health bars are going to show up. Not that it matters. Or not that it appears to matter. There are more enemies in that room than I was thought / was anticipating. And these enemies in this game are actually like legitimately kind of dangerous. They're not pushovers, that's for sure. I've played too many games where all the enemies are basically made out of like wet tissue paper. But definitely not the case here. I still want that item. I'm assuming it's an item when I clear that arena. When I clear this like enemy arena off to the right. That's what I'm figuring at least. Yeah, 1, 2 enemies at a time. Just slowly pick my way through the room. Actually, because this is like a mini boss arena, I should have all my like combat stuff actually turned on. I didn't actually have my Western Merchant turned on for the previous runs through this area. And that, I think... Yeah, I like challenging games. So it's always fun when I actually find a game that's, like, challenging. And not just, like, saying it's challenging, but being a pushover, or... Okay, that's what's in this room. I see a lot of games that are either challenging, say they're challenging, but wind up being pushovers, or say they're challenging, and then the enemies just wind up being, like, only difficult because they have 9 billion health compared to, like, 3 health for the player. And not actually having any interesting combat or attack patterns. I mean, we found the Dark Executioner, I guess. I suppose. They hit hard. I suppose that makes sense for a, like, mini-boss. Yeah, the 2 ender games should not be taken. That's kind of what I've learned. Don't worry about me. Hurry up and get out of here. Yeah, which it's fun. It is definitely fun. Spirit Dark Executioner. Phases behind the enemy invisible range and brings down their blade on the unsuspecting victim. The nameless Dark Executioner trained in fierce competition with Knight Captain Julius since their childhood. The blood of the sinner coursing through his veins kept his dream of becoming a knight from ever coming to fruition. Gosh, can I talk? Clearly not. Yeah, there's I definitely appreciate the level of challenge that the games are actually presenting. Or that the game is actually presenting. That's a lot of enemies, but it's also a rest area. Because that 40 use isn't too bad. That is a very expensive relic. I'm guessing that's a better increase than the other one, though. So I'm going to take that and... Yeah, 58 to 68, 81 to 95. That's a good upgrade. Hoenir's Diary 2. My dear sister was unaware of the Dark Executioner within our family. I wanted her to have nothing to do with it, to live a normal life. But when love blossomed between her and the king, she discovered the truth after moving into the castle. She must have hated me. But there's no way for me to know now. She passed away upon giving birth to Julius. Interesting. Still slightly creepy. All the lore fragments in this game are, like, not, like, disturbing creepy, but just freaky enough to be mildly concerning. Also, these enemies are super tanky. Right, I need to get up high in order to actually be able to break that. Okay, please actually take out the enemies. Okay, there we go. Yeah, they also just hit super hard. Looks like it's roughly in the middle of the room. I just gotta get up on the walls. Oh, do I need to come in from the top also in order to break that? Because that looks like it's directly down, and I'm not sure I can actually climb. I'm not sure I can actually climb out of this area. So I think I might need to fast travel back to the previous warp. Yeah, all the lore fragments are very somber, which matches the setting. That is true. It's very thematically consistent. I feel like I need to drop into this room from the top if I actually want to be able to ground pound that hole in the floor to go wherever I don't know where it goes to, but I'm guessing it's to that remaining exit. I'm guessing it's to the last remaining exit. I just think I have to come in from the other direction. Because I don't have whatever... I'm still assuming it's a grappling hook ability. I don't have whatever that ability is, at least. Okay, because I think if I do a ground slam from the middle of this room, I think I'll be lined up with the spot on the floor, but I don't know which platform is actually centered. I'm gonna guess here. Okay, you know what? That works. that definitely works. I was like, I'm gonna guess here, and then I might need to fast travel still to like either try further to the left or the right. I just picked the most central feeling spot. Ancient Soul. Ancient Soul. I've been looking for these. Powerful residue shed from an ancient people, unlike those of the kingdom. Allows for the Umbral Knight's skills to be enhanced at respites. I've been looking for those. Imprisoned here since becoming blighted. Something that I did not read fast enough. Because that's the first time I've actually found an Ancient Soul. That should be... I feel like that's very good. A very good find. Because, yeah, because, I mean, upgrading Western Merchant again is slightly expensive. Upgrading Dark Witch Lane again is also slightly expensive. Those are kind of... But this one, an upgrade for Umbral Knight. That's... I feel like a pretty good upgrade. Doesn't... Okay, I'm guessing it's just more damage. Oh, this is the execution grounds. This looks like a boss arena. That looks like a boss. Hornair, Keeper of the Abyss. That definitely looks like a boss. Oh, that deals so much more damage. Holy cow. Because those things are taking like half as many hits now. Yeah, those Dark Executioners have like half as much. I'm dealing like... That is so strong. That was definitely a good upgrade. I greatly like getting that upgrade. Now I just have to beat a boss fight that keeps attacking me at like perfect dodge straight into them distance. Okay, there are or maybe the Dark Executioners in this room are just weaker because they're like in the boss fight. That could also be. Okay, I apparently triggered a phase transition and then immediately stunned. There are a lot of enemies in this area, in this fight. Yeah, this is actually a little bit dangerous of a spot to be. Because those Dark Executioners are kinda everywhere. And Horner here is like very, very mobile. Yeah, they're very mobile for being for what they are. Okay, I think the Dark Executioners in this area might just be weaker than the ones not in the boss fight. Because I am low on health also. I'm trying to like snipe him from a distance that won't let him hit me. Because if I take one more tick of damage, yeah. Not bad for a first try, though. I definitely think that was pretty good for a first attempt at a boss fight. The music is the music's so good for this game also. Like, this game just has, like, very, very well put together music. It's just, like, super, it's a slightly creepy, but not, like, excessively so. Which definitely fits the theme of the game. This whole game's theme seems to be the slightly creepy, but not excessively so. Which, I'll take it. Yeah, the sound... when I bought the game, I also bought the soundtracks because I tend to like buying game soundtracks along with the game. And I'm definitely glad I did. Because I feel like I'm going to just have it playing on repeat for, like, ages. I should watch my health bar. Yeah, I should really make sure I'm watching my health bar. Okay, you are now into phase... something. Phase 3, I'm guessing. Okay, I should heal when I have a chance. The heal when I have a chance requires me to not take more damage when I'm healing. Then I'm gonna actually recover. Okay, that's... Yeah, the music is just so good. Two tries. I don't know if that's good or not. I'm relieved the White Priestess is safe. Yeah, I'm not sure if 2 tries for that boss is good or bad. Because one of the bosses was really tough. The all-swallowing blight flowed out from the earth around us. I took the priestess, once of no consequence to me, in my arms, and we made our escape. Chased by blighted fiends, we wound up somewhere most morbid live. The White Priestess of the Fount, deep down in the verboten domain. She who carries the burden of blight, who saved everyone I care about. She called out to me for help, saying, I, who bear the burden of blight and suffer for your people, I have one humble request. Though our roles differ, we each are tasked with serving our kingdom. We are devoted to its protection. To that end, I must ask that you let no one violate these grounds. You found the witch boss to be tough. The witch boss, I think, was one of the 2 really tough boss fights I've found. The other one would be... So, the witch boss is pretty tricky. And then the Mad Knight, like, way up at the top was also, like, really hard. For me so far. So, Horner, Keeper of the Abyss, launches a blitz of dark blades to shred the enemy to pieces from a distance. Their short range is made up for with speed. Head of the Dark Executioners, a man of few words, Horenir shadowed the knights of the Bastion. He loved the kingdom more than any other. Executioner's Hook, when you're hook point L2. That would be the grappling hook I was looking for. Yeah, that would definitely be the grappling hook I was looking for. So the White Priestess of the Fount is even deeper underground? The Verboten Domain. I think I found one entrance to it already. I'm gonna go, oh, I'm already healed. Like I said, I'm gonna go restore my healing, but I'm already healed. Yeah, there was the witch boss and then the, like, Mad Knight boss way up. That was also quite tricky. I wonder if the White Priestess made it out of here. Oh yeah, that's a grappling hook. That is indeed a grappling hook. That unlocks so much. I feel like that unlocks so many rooms that I, like, just could not make it to previously. Hey, Alexander, welcome to stream. Yeah, I feel like the grappling hook unlocks so much. With the Dark Executioner as an escort, they must have traced similar steps. Can't be long now. Bonus healing! We'll never complain about more healing capacity. I feel like I may have done the dark or the wall claim ability slightly out of order. Hinterlands. Ah, the surface beckons at last. Where are we? This room is a rest, but I should use it. I should definitely use the rest spot. How many charges does this have? 100? That's actually a lot of charges. I'm gonna save the game again, also. Yeah, only after only 4 years you've beaten Pokemon Legends Arceus. I don't think I've ever actually beaten that game. Yeah, this is that is a very tall room. Hold on. That is a very tall room. I wonder, this is a large pool of water. I'm guessing I can jump into this from the top. From the top of the room somehow. I'm guessing that there's probably a way I can jump down. Oh, those are flowers in the water. You may have gotten distracted. We get distracted. Hastens the healing prayer. Nymphilea's ring? A ring engraved with the name of Nymphilia, the White Priestess of Dawn. It is said that White Priestesses are born with a shining mark emblazoned on their foreheads. Fascinating. The room is still not showing complete. So there's probably something hiding around somewhere. I wonder if I can climb up the wall to the left. Because this wall looks vaguely climbable. Yeah, this wall looks vaguely climbable. But this is still going to be, I feel like, a little bit tricky. Okay, can I get over this? I did not mean to do that. Can I get over this little bit of ledge? That looks a lot harder to get over, or to get around. Okay, nope, that was not quite what I needed to do. 1, 2, jump, 1, 2, dash. That's something. King of the First Ages, Torn Note 1. I found a small girl in the Deadlands. She didn't speak, but fixed her gaze upon me as she clung desperately to me. I don't quite know what came over me then. Had I gone mad, wanting to bring back a child of the ancients? Was it because she resembled us? Because she was a child? Or perhaps a sense of obligation? Perhaps I wanted my sins to be forgiven. That is equivalently slightly somber. 100 blight. That is a lot. Torn Note 2. Though we once thought them completely wiped out, the ancients have returned. From the farthest reaches of the land they come, reanimated by the blight. The children of the ancients were revered and worshipped in Land's End as the White Priestesses. They were the only ones who could stave off the blight. And though I knew full well the toll that purification places on their bodies, I could find no way to forestall their ultimate sacrifice. Another sin to add to the pile. Atonement now seems but a bitter joke. That is still slightly creepy. And I get to jump at the water pool. I get to jump at the water pool still. But yeah, that is it's like very... Nothing seems to be particularly happy in this game. It all seems to be just mildly creepy. Which ring was it? This one. Hastening the healing prayer might be good once I have like one extra relic slot, though I could swap reduce damage out for something else. Yeah, again, a very somber game. Yeah, it is thematically consistent. I suppose that does make sense for a ruined world. Something's there. The White Priestess of the Fount? That looks like a ghost. That definitely looks like a ghost. The fountainhead lies beyond. I did vague... What is this? This is a very pretty area. Flowers, both blighted and purified, have taken root even this far out. That is a lot of flowers. Is this... This is it. My final purification. What is going on here? Lily. Is there anything through here that is not actually a door? Purify. I don't know what's going on here. But those kind of look... I don't know what type of flower those are, but I think they kind of vaguely remind me of, like, lily pad flowers. I've been watching all along. You tried to help, just like everyone else. But this burden is not yours to bear. Aw. This blighted world is of my making. I've brought it upon myself. Isn't it tragic that the sole purpose of being born is to carry the sins of those who came before? Truthfully, I wish you had been born far in the future. Into a purified world free of blight. So please, I beseech you, go and live of your own accord. That feels... Oh, I hear the title screen music playing. The blight is being purified. Are you able to go on? Maybe. We don't have the red streaks in our hair, at least. The White Priestess of the Fount is not only purifying you, Lily. She is attempting to purify the blight that permeates all of Land's End. Her spirit is gone, but surely her body must remain. I can't continue on past this point. A deathless pact I made with a priestess long ago chains me. I don't want to leave without him, though. Leave the rest to me. I hope you can fulfill the priestess's final wish. For my part, I failed in those very same duties. This is a very somber game. Come now. Don't give me that look. Our journey was one of many hardships. I feel like we're missing a lot of stuff and that this is not the this feels like an ending to the game, but this does not feel like the ending to the game. I think that makes sense. And yet, I found solace in your company. Yeah, this feels like an ending to the game, not the ending to the game. Because that feels very... That feels like an ending text. But I know there's a lot of stuff, and I know there's at least one ability we haven't unlocked. The pact will bring us together again, one day. Until then, live and be well. How many endings are there? Truth remains in the abyss. Tragedy never ceasing. I found at least one way down. Yeah, that does not feel like the actual correct full ending of the game, because there's still a lot of stuff on the map, and there's still an entire unexplored area. Actually, there's still multiple entire unexplored areas. But now where do I go? Because I can go down, but there's also lots of rooms that I might be able to get stuff from now. There was the area to the right of Bridgehead that I think I can get up now that I have wall climb. I am kind of guessing, but there are a couple of areas off to the right here that I think I couldn't make it up due to walls. But walls are no longer a obstacle. Yeah, there's definitely more here. Given I highly suspect a game is not going to end basically where with like half the world map still locked and a lot of upgrades missing. Because I keep seeing these like horizontal walls that I can't break. Castletown Maiden. I don't want to attack them. They're not even attacking me. Yeah, they're not even attacking me. That makes me feel sad. So I guess I could purify them. It is most gracious, Lily. I guess I could purify them. That made me sad. Castletown Maiden. Summons the spirit of the Castletown Maiden, strikes enemies she finds on the ground with melee attacks. The maiden was tending to her dog when the rain came. The dog nuzzled up against her body in the rain, never again to leave her side. This game really does just want me to, like, start crying. I can't go through there. I can't just keep running to the right. That is a new enemy type. I don't think I've seen those before. That looks sort of like a centaur. That looks kind of like a centaur of some variety. Yeah, this game seems very much like it just wants me to just start crying at everything. Okay, I'm guessing that this is another new area that I haven't been to yet, that I just didn't quite make it into. Because, yeah, Ruined Castle. The game is slightly sad. But, I mean, the dog was... Or the little dog there... At least we got to purify and save it from the blight. Hold on, do we have tendrils now? Hold on, I just noticed that. I think we have... I don't think we just have red hair now. I think we have two, like, rot/blight tendrils dangling down next to our legs at this point. That is mildly freaky. Yeah, that is mildly, because I think that shows up on the stream as well. Like there's two like red things next to our legs. Oh gosh, these birds do a lot of damage. Like they hit hard. I feel like as we're purifying more of the blighted stuff, we get more. We're like getting more corrupted ourselves. It's what it, at least what it feels like to me. Okay, I want whatever this item is, but I have to clean up some enemies up on the top here first. At least I have fought this type of enemy several times before. Yeah, it's not the most obvious on my end either. Priestess's Doll increases the maximum number of uses for the healing prayer by 1. That's a pretty good relic. Because like I didn't immediately notice it because it's not immediately obvious. But it definitely looks like it's there. Okay, that is... Okay, I think I want to explore the ruined castle. I just need to clean up a lot of enemies first and hopefully find a respite area. Ooh, level up. Okay, these enemies at least don't seem to be the most dangerous things in the world. Yeah, they don't seem to be the most dangerous in the world, at least. Though they are a little bit. Yeah, the blight does have to go somewhere. I suppose you are probably right. I'm just currently looking for a respite. That is a respite. Because, yeah, the blight, I think it is slowly taking over our character here. Reports from a verboten mage. We have learned that under certain conditions, the regenerative rot in the bodies of the blighted is capable of fusing multiple life forms into one entity. I'm curious as to what becomes of the multiple souls with the fused body. Do the souls merge as well with this? It may very well be possible to create a soldier that can fly like a bird. The possibilities are endless. I suspect that somebody, not gonna say what character, but I'm suspecting that some researcher was going a little bit overboard. I'm gonna equip that combo of relics, I think, because this Priestess's Doll is one relic slot cheaper for still having the same number, or still ending up with the same number of items. Or not items, those aren't items. They're still winding up with the same number of healing prayer charges. And I feel like that means I should just keep it at 4 for now. Because that, even if I could have 5 healing charges, that will significantly reduce or come with some pretty significant trade-offs. Yeah, of course somebody wants to use the dangerous blade as fun tech. There's always somebody trying to use the apocalypse for their own personal gain. Oh, these knights have... I suppose it makes sense that the shield would block things. Yeah, I suppose the shield blocking stuff does make sense. Yeah, Apocalypse shows up. Researchers are just like, ooh, hey, look, free something. Definitely something. And then just didn't stop to think about the fact that they were using the Apocalypse to fuse. I know we've seen what I'm guessing were probably human bird hybrids. We've seen a human cow hybrid. Amulet fragment. I will always take more max health. Yeah, I know we've seen a human bird hybrid, a human cow hybrid. What other hybrids have I seen? Not entirely sure. This area does seem to be assuming that I'm going to have both the grappling hook and the wall climb. I just got to figure out where to actually go. Oh, through the door. Going through the door for progress forward would probably be beneficial. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, that is a lot of enemies. Yeah, human. There do appear to be human horses in this room. that is. You know what? That is a fair point. There do appear to be some human horses in the room. Is there an exit up? It looks like there's an exit up somewhere. Okay, I just took a lot of damage right there. That was not particularly ideal. Okay, let's be a little more careful here. But yeah, there are some interesting creatures in this game, and if I was reading that text correctly, I can probably safely assume that they were all previously human. Because that definitely seems to be what that message was implying, at least. Yeah, it almost looks like there's there's an exit up top somewhere. Yeah, it almost because it almost feels like there's an exit up somewhere that I can't get to. Human frogs. I've seen things that look vaguely like human fish, like human fish hybrids. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of the creatures was a human frog hybrid. That at least would not surprise me. I heard something up top. Yeah, I see the purple. I see some purple falling down. I think there's a mage enemy up above. Yeah, that looks like there's a mage enemy somewhere up here. I see him. I think it called them a verboten mage. I think I was just calling them mages. Can I climb the wall? I suppose I technically can, but I can also go up the stairs. Yeah, I don't know. Those could be human frog hybrids. The game doesn't really specify. I'm pretty sure that they were... I do know that they were something human hybrid, or that they used to be humans at some point, because one of the spirits we unlocked was previously... Yeah, one of the spirits we unlocked that looks kind of like those has the flavor text of previously a child that got corrupted by blight and turned into whatever those things are. Okay, I can keep going up the stairs. This is a very large castle. I'm assuming this is a castle. That is a rest area. I will always take more rest areas. Ooh, note. Julius's book. In order to defend the twin spires, we Knights of the Bastion took the odd elixir and became immortal today. I would much prefer if we didn't have to rely on forbidden magics, but even if it means making ourselves undead, we must protect our great nation. Even when stained with the blight, a knight must never lose pride in their duty. Oh, are we gonna finally find this Julius character here? Okay, I could just straight up fall out the outside of the castle. Yeah, I can just like straight up fall down the outside of the castle there. I'm guessing that these are the like blighted knights that took the elixir, is what I'm gonna guess. If they are actually a slightly dangerous enemy as well. Okay, there are a lot of just enemies around the game. I suppose that makes sense, at least. Okay, I know there was also something off to the right of this room that I hadn't explored. There's a lot of pathways I haven't explored yet. Okay, that is combat challenge time. That makes things slightly dangerous. That was a lot of damage. That was definitely a lot of damage. Yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion that at some point here it's gonna be, I'm gonna have to like go through all the areas a second time and just clean up a bunch of missed items in order to get 100%. Just kind of what I'm figuring, given how many things seem to be, like, how many just weird pathways and tucked away items there are. I have a sneaking suspicion I am not surviving this encounter. That is a lot of enemies. This game I don't think has one-hit protection. Though I don't think there's anything that's dealt enough damage to me to test that theory. I don't think there's one-hit protection, though. But yeah, that was a pile of enemies. This game does give you other tools like iframes on dodge that I think keeps it feeling not too crazy. Yeah, that was a few enemies. Note to self: do not jump down the. Do not jump into the room or into the just pile of enemies underground. Can I get up there? That some solid, probably not from that direction at least. That was a party. I'm honestly surprised I survived that one. Okay, that looks tricky. I think I can get that item. I think I have to wall cling onto this and then like movement my way around using some of the movement tech I have. That's my sneaking suspicion. Yeah, there we go. Okay. That's 30 Furious Blight. The upgrade I want costs 800. Last I checked, 800 is a little bit more than 30. Okay, the horses aren't actually that bad to fight. They seem to be pretty straightforward, which is kind of nice. That is a very locked off elevator. Okay, It's a slightly less locked off elevator. Hello there. I guess we have the eyeballs again. I guess we have the eyeballs again. Also, hold on a second. I'm missing something in this room. What am I missing in this room? Hang on. Can I go in the ceiling? Are these buildings solid? These buildings are solid. Because there's something missing in that I haven't unlocked in this room yet. There is something I have not unlocked in this room. Because it's still marked as blue on the map. And I want to know what it is. Is it something on the wall? It is something on the wall. This game really does like to just hide things in like the most random of places. It's just like, okay, where is the missing item? Random alcove in wall. Okay, I feel like if I go down and around, that might be the play. I don't want to have to go through fun time room again. If I don't have to. Ooh, there's something over here. Ooh, items. Yeah, both the upgrades I want, or 2 of the 3 upgrades I want, require 800 of both of Furious Blight for one, and then 800 of Stagnant Blight for the other. Which is a lot. Yeah, 800 is a lot of blight. Okay, apparently I'm locked in this room with these enemies. Because I want to upgrade all 3 of my like relics I have equipped right now. Blight-wreathed blade. Increase the amount of blight acquired. Kitchen knife treasured by the castle chef. After the madness consumed him, the blade he used to take countless lives became wreathed in blight. That is slightly freaky. Granted, that also very much fits with the theme of the game. is freaky, but not freaky because it's like disturbing. Freaky as in everything's just like so creepy and sad. The art style is very pretty though. I'll give the game that much. Okay, that room that's gonna lock me into a room with more enemies. I suppose we are breaking into what I'm supposing is a castle. Yeah, we are breaking into what I'm figuring is probably a castle of some sort. So it makes sense that it's pretty well guarded. Yeah, it would make sense that a castle is a well guarded locale. Royal Aegis Crest increases maximum HP. Crest of an elite knight who defended the king. Even after the rain drove him to kill indiscriminately, the Royal Aegis never forgot his duty. That's nice, I guess? I'm guessing I do actually have to go through that combat room, though. How many enemies are there? Oh, I like this room. Because those white flowers each are an extra healing charge. And the 2 enemies in here at least aren't impossible to deal with. Yeah, each white flower is 1 more heal that I can use. This is going to lock me into this room with these guys now. Okay, I want to focus... I gotta focus my attacks a little bit. And just try to be slightly intelligent with my enemy prioritization. I think is the real trick here. And then watch out for damage. Because those guys hit exceptionally hard. Yeah, those enemies hit exceptionally hard there. Oh yeah, I should open up the elevator pathway before I go up the before I try to go up the elevator. What is through here? Is this another room I'm going to get locked into? Not a room I'm going to get locked into, at least. That appears to be the pathway to the right. I think I want to clear this first, because I think this is a shortcut. Because I'm guessing I can open the gate from this side. Yeah. Yeah. I have a tendency of getting like 90% of a shortcut unlocked in this game. And then just ignoring the last 10% of the shortcut. Because this room, I think... Ooh. That's a respite. I will take that. How expensive are these new relics I got? Expensive. Expensive. The ones that increase experience might be helpful if I need to, like, grind up my level to a higher level. Proof of founding. The King's Mage Brigade is a division led by Phaedon, the foremost expert on the Blighted, to develop new means of fighting back the Scourge. Only former members of the Coven are granted enrollment. As long as their work falls within the realm of Blighted research, no conduct is considered forbidden among their ranks. So you gave a bunch of scientists free reign to do whatever they want with the apocalypse. I see no way this could ever possibly go wrong. It feels like there's probably still something in this room. Because this is one of the rooms that I've had my health pool zeroed out by before. Yeah, by these enemies, because yeah, these enemies are a little bit tricky. Yeah, these enemies are more than a little bit dangerous. Is there an item in this room, or did I just do that all for nothing? Apparently I just did that all for nothing. Which, a little bit of a shame. I suppose I went around the long way instead. Occasionally, you'll notice I keep breaking these pots and whatnot. It's because I've noticed that occasionally they give me blight, which I can use to slowly save up to upgrade things. But that perhaps more importantly, they sometimes heal me. And given the limited health, yeah, basically anything with hypothetical wartime use during the Cold War. I suppose, you're not wrong. Yeah, I suppose you're not wrong there. Yeah, just take the apocalypse and modify it to create some pretty nightmarish creatures, honestly. Like, these creatures are not exactly friendly looking. Okay, I think I can probably double grappling hook up there. Yeah. Yeah. Yay, Hyrule logic for pots. Oh yeah, there's all sorts of useful stuff in the pots in this game. I will absolutely take advantage of all of it. I have not seen that enemy yet. I have no idea what he's doing. A lot of damage is what he's doing. That was that was a lot of damage. Holy cow. Because I was at basically full... I was, like, pretty close to full health right there. Yeah, I was super close to full health right there. Granted, apparently not for very long. I'm just gonna run the heck away. Yeah, that guy is a major threat. Yeah, I don't think there's one-hit protection. And granted, the one-hit protection won't help when the enemy does like 30 hits that are like your entire health pool each. Okay, let me try to... Because, yeah, that is... That is dangerous. Yeah, I classify the... I'm going to classify those enemies as a maximum level of danger. And I think... I think that's I think that would be something that we can all agree is probably the case. Is that the enemy that can basically one-shot me gets immediate maximum priority. For just making sure they are not existing. It's another of these doors. I do not know how to unlock these doors yet. Because, yeah, locked. That is not very specific. That is scary. That is very terrifying. I can deal with a lot of these enemies, but some of those enemies are a little bit on the dangerous side. I suppose it makes some sense that the castle would have the strong enemies, though. The King of the First Age's Diary 2. The ancients have put up a fierce fight. Although our army outnumbers their own, they command a force of immortal warriors born of some ancient art. These deathless ones, who have already forfeit their mortal coils, cannot be killed. Seems they can only be contained through magical means. 10 days have passed since this battle began, and there's no end in sight. Well, that's slightly disturbing, or slightly worrying sounding. Granted, I'm pretty sure that our primary protector here, the Umbral Knight with the sword, is one of those immortal beings. Oh, there is a high priority target. Okay, because yeah, if I just immediately focus on them, I can get a stun off before they attack me. And then that does let me actually survive. I do not foresee our arrival on this new continent being welcomed warmly with open arms. There is sure to be much bloodshed, and though I am prepared to do what I must for my people, I cannot stop trembling. I will keep a record of what follows. I must never forget the battle that is to come. So at least from what I'm gathering, the world was slightly taken over by... where this kingdom had an older form of the kingdom that was taken over, or conquered, I suppose. And then the people who used to live here are the only ones who could contain the blight. That's at least how I'm reading it. Yeah, that's at least how I'm reading. Or the fact that these these knights are right next to each other makes them slightly harder to deal with. Okay, that is still locked, but it is now unlocked. Turns out that unlocking the lever that is directly below the door the locked door does help. By the look of things, not even the castle could protect them. That would appear to be an accurate assessment of the situation. Yeah, these knights are... they're a little bit spooky and dangerous. Okay, that is not a respite. I'm kind of vaguely trying to look and see if there's a respite in the immediate vicinity before I invest too much time into exploring and possibly running out of health. Because these enemies are still pretty strong. Yeah, the enemies in this game are quite strong. I can also go to the right of the respite that I had down below. There's a lot... TLDR, there are a lot of pathways here. And I do not know which way is the correct way to be going. So I suppose I get to explore all of them at some point or another, so it doesn't matter as much. Yeah, it doesn't matter as much since I have just lots of... I'm going to 100% the game. I'm going to explore everything at some point anyways. It's just a question of which order do I explore things in. Because I am a little bit low on healing at this point. Yeah, I am a little bit low on healing. Actually, a lot bit low on healing, given I have no healing. And we have eyeballs. Yeah, and I think we all remember the eyeballs. The eyeballs are slightly dangerous. Yeah, the room that was left and then up had an exit to the right. I guess it's not really up. It's like left and then center had an exit to the right. So I keep seeing this room off to the right of me here as well. Like right through there. How do I get into there? Oh, okay, there's a secret right there. There's a secret. Because I kept seeing this item over here. And I want the items. Okay, there we go. 30 stagnant blight is still more than 0. I've got... how much do I have? 635 out of 800 stagnant blight and 131 out of 800 furious blight to get the next upgrades I want. And 0 ancient souls. So, well, we're getting there. Turns out if you collect small bits of blight a lot of times, eventually the math starts to work in your favor. Yeah, I just know that the Western Merchant is like the single most useful like helper I have in the entire game. So I want to upgrade them as... I want to upgrade them to the maximum, which costs 800 from this point. To upgrade the little bird friend. Oh gosh, I am so dead. Nope, still alive. Because I want to see what the top right exit of this room is, if I can get there. So it may be that I can't actually make it there yet. I'm gonna keep Western Merchant out because I remember there was... Oh, this guy... It was not one of the ones that does the... Oh, they are the same enemy. Oh, they have a melee attack also. That's a little bit tricky. That makes him a little bit trickier to deal with. Okay, I should deal with the strong, dangerous one off to the right side first. Just thin out the enemies a little bit. Yeah, just try to thin the enemies out just enough that I'm not, like, immediately at risk of getting sniped from above. Or off screen, at least. Hey, at least the little green guys are pretty weak. Yeah, at least the little green guys are pretty weak that are on these platforms. Because I can just take them out with, like, one shot. Ooh, relic slot. Just a random relic slot hidden on the ceiling. Though the game is insisting that there is an exit to the right of this room, and I don't see it anywhere. Okay, I should make sure I keep my health up as much as I can as well. Oh, the exit to the right was through the door I can't open, which does not help me. I think I want to keep exploring the upper part of the castle, so I'm going to return to the respite and then fast travel to the other... Return to this respite, fast travel to the other respite, because I think it has easier access? Maybe easier access. Because this room is the room with the... party. Honestly, I'm not sure if traversing like multiple tricky rooms or traversing the gathering of knights in this room is easier. Because I feel like both directions to the elevator are actually kind of a little bit on the dangerous side. Though I suppose I can bypass the party like that. I think that bypassing the party is probably the best option. Assuming I don't fall down into that lower room. That seems like the most straightforward way. Hey, thanks for stopping by the stream, Alexander. That feels like the most straightforward way to get to the elevator is probably by basically doing that little bit of fun movement every single time. Oh gosh. Right, these enemies are still pretty dangerous, all things considered. This whole game is full of dangerous enemies, though. Though my mushroom merchant doesn't really help against the knight enemies. Because the knight enemies have the advantage of shields. Yeah, the knight enemies have the advantage of shields, which makes them a little bit tougher to deal with. Not impossibly so, but definitely enough to be concerning. And I still had all 4 of my healing prayers. That's a little unfortunate. Because if I get there with all 4 healing prayers still intact, yeah, this is definitely a tricky area. Definitely not. Yeah, the game's difficulty is turning up quite a lot at this point. 1, 2, dash, 1, 2. Okay, I do have a consistent way to get through that room at least. Past the... Yeah, past whatever those enemies in the bottom are. The knights and the mages. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, these knights seem to take about 6 hits to actually defeat. Which is... Actually, that's kind of reasonable. That's reasonable enough. Okay, these knights, on the other hand, take a few more than 6 hits to defeat. feels like closer to 10 or so hits. Okay, if I can focus down one enemy at a time. Yeah, if I focus down one enemy at a time, it's pretty good. Because yeah, then I can focus on the ones that I actually care about if I've taken out their friends. There we go. That's a little bit more straightforward. Slowly figuring out the prioritization here. Okay, that was way closer than I would have wanted that to be. Because it put some tricky enemies. 30 more stagnant blight. I'm gonna heal before I go into this next room. Granted, I don't think the bow horses are actually all that threatening, though they do hit kinda hard. Okay. Okay, that's all the enemies in the room, at least. Can I just, like, hide on the wall and let my Western merchant friend here deal with these guys? Because that is actually kinda tricky. Okay, the one on the right is the more dangerous one, I think, because he has the ranged... Yeah, the one on the right has the ranged attack. The one on the left did not have a ranged attack. And the one with the ranged attack is definitely more dangerous. Oh god. How many arenas are in a row here? Yeah, how many of these in a row are there? Because I am very critically low on healing. I mean, I suppose that gives me another heal charge that I have to use immediately. I really want to find a respite. Because I am not in a stable spot here. Because this is not an easy spot to get back to either. There are knights up here. Can I ignore them? Kind of. Is this a respite? Please. Thank you. Okay, read. At long last, the abominable lord of the blighted lands has been purified. I am beside myself with rapt relief. The blighted have tormented us for many long years. But now I control them. Tied as my hands were, I had no choice but to afflict my subjects to deal with those damnable wretches. Now their power is in my hands. It's beneficial. It's a new save point, at least. Someplace that is presumably not on the backside of a giant pile of arenas. Though apparently having two of the archer horses in one room makes them a little bit more threatening. Then just having one of them was pretty straightforward. Having two of them, on the other hand, is quite dangerous. I'm kind of figuring that the next room is probably the boss fight. At least from the general vibes I'm getting. Yeah, at least from the general vibes, I'm getting this next room is probably the boss fight of the area. Okay, I don't have any idea how to break these walls still, but hopefully the boss fight will answer that. Though there is still a room. There's still stuff that I'm still missing a lot of stuff from this area. I'm gonna check to the right of the room up the elevator and see if there's anything useful over in that section that I've just been missing. But I think, because I feel like the next room from the respite I was just at is probably the boss fight. Okay. Jump, jump, dash. Drop, jump. 1, 2, dash. 1, 2, and then we're over. One of these times I'm going to mess that up and fall into the party room again. And then it'll be a slightly silly day. Yeah, these knights are at least not horribly strong, because there's also the room down from where I'm at. But I feel it might also be good to go face off against the boss battle first, so I can unlock. I'm assuming it's going to be a way to break those vertical walls. That's at least what my guess would be. That's at least what my guess would be for what it is. I didn't ever really actually look into this room that much, because I kind of just poked my head in, saw that it wasn't a respite, and then left. Watch this be a significantly easier way up. Yeah, watch this just be the significantly easier way to get to the same room. Oh, it had the eyeball. That's why I was having issues. Yeah, the eyeballs make my life difficult. That is still quite a strong enemy. I'm gonna just run past it. And run out of health. Okay, that room is actually kinda tricky. Kinda tricky to traverse. That implies that there's something good there, though. This game generally puts the good items in the hard-to-get-to spots. And doesn't seem to generally put the, just random, this isn't actually super useful stuff in weird, hard-to-access corners of the map. So, that room being how it is, or being as difficult as it is, implies to me that it probably has something good in it. I just don't know what that item is yet. Just please be something worth my time. Granted, getting more experience is pretty much always going to be worthwhile also. Because I have a lot of health. Right? It doesn't give me much health, but it gives me a tiny bit more attack. It gives me a tiny bit more attack. I'm just gonna ignore that enemy. Actually, I'm just gonna ignore a lot of the enemies in this room, because there's a lot of them that just really do not actually matter. Because the enemies that actually matter are the ones up here. Can I use Western Merchant to attack the eyeball and take it out without having to enter its sphere of doom? Because I know that my ranged attack cannot hit through that. Yeah, I know that my ranged attack has has limits on how far it can actually make it. Okay, there is more eyeballs. Those are definitely the, like... Oh, I can climb up the wall there? Possibly. Okay, there's another respite up here as well. I'm really not sure where we're trying to get to, because this also feels like a pre-boss room. Umbral Knight, rest now. Be at peace. More healing. Priestess's castle memo. Why was I chosen by the king? Is it because I was the first white priestess born among my sisters? I wonder if my siblings are still down below. All I can do is tidy up the room Mother used to occupy. It will be ready for her when she returns. That's still slightly sad. Okay, I can make it up, though. Oh, this is just another room way back over there. That's a lot of stagnant light. To think that this is how the Royal Aegis meets its end. It is just a roof full of fallen creatures. And a boss, and a mini-boss. I will have my entire health pool zeroed out in one attack. That was not the intention. Yeah, this game definitely does not have one-shot protection. That is definitely proof of not having one-shot protection in this. I should keep my health up. Yeah, because that one attack like zeroed me from full to max, or from max to 0 health in one hit, which is terrifying. That the game is not even, like, hiding that anymore. I'm not done yet. The king. I must find the king. Aww. They're trying. The Royal Aegis elite, tasked with protecting the king, defended the castle during the reign, only to be betrayed by one of his peers, consumed by madness. The giant knight thrusts his greatsword into the ground, creating a shockwave that launches surrounding enemies into the air. That makes a little bit of sense, at least. There's a lot of blight that I can get from this, though. Is that enough? Is that 800 yet? No, that's 750. That's 750 out of the 800 blight I need to upgrade one more tier. 768. We're so close to, like, actually getting an upgrade there. I really want to try to get that upgrade before the next boss, I think. And I think the best way to do that will be... I think that the best way to do that will be to... Will be to just go clear out a couple of rooms that I haven't cleared yet. Because I seem to get a decent amount of stagnant blight doing that. I seem to get a decent amount of stagnant blight just clearing rooms. I can probably clear some of the rooms in Twin Spires. Those are actually kind of hard. Those are actually kind of difficult rooms to clear, though, because they're big. Because, yeah, my current objective is get, like... That's what, 32 more stagnant blight. Why is this room still marked as incomplete? Hold on. Because if I can... I know of at least a couple of spots that I think... Oh, there's just a note down here that I just never read. Sir Gerard erects this monument in memory of those who fought alongside the White Priestess of the Wind. They fought bravely to eradicate the Blighted, allowing for the construction of the Twin Spires. Their noble sacrifice is the bedrock of our great sanctuary, granting us refuge from the blighted menaces encroached from the Verboten domain. Or the Verboten? I don't know if it's Verboten or Verboten. From some domain. Okay, yeah, these enemies are not the most... Do the enemies level up every time I meet a major boss? It almost feels like the enemies get stronger each major boss I fight. Like, just a little bit. Okay, actually, this might not be the best spot to... I think I'm going to agree with my initial assessment that this is not the best spot to try to just quickly get a small amount of blight. Because I don't need, like, hundreds of blight right now. The areas down, not near bottom of well, not over there. The areas near the Coven had a couple of items that I hadn't unlocked yet because I was missing the necessary upgrades. Some of them might be what I need, or some of them might be the last bits of blight that I need. Because that's also two more, so I only need 30. I feel like I can definitely get 30. That was not what I intended to do. Yeah, I'm not intending to be just like using my special attacks constantly. I'm trying to get onto the outside of this wall. And I think the best way to do that is to dash. Because then I can get, like, way further up. I don't know if there's actually anything up here. But this is a wall I can get onto the outside of. And that gives me more height. And that gives me more height to just try to get places. 1, 2, dash. 1, 2, fall for a bit. 1, 2, can I fall to the right and land on something? I can land on whatever it is over here. I almost overshot it. That's the 30 blight I wanted. Yeah, that is the 30 stagnant blight that I wanted. Just sitting there. Because that means I can upgrade... That means I can upgrade my little birdie helper to be way stronger now. Because enhance... Where is Western Merchant? I want to make sure I click the correct one. Enhance Western Merchant. Yes. Because that is such a powerful little helper. And now we get to go to the boss fight. If I can find which one which fast travel point that is. That map is not the most navigable map I've ever seen. Could that be the throne room ahead? Perhaps it is. Perhaps it is the throne room. The King of Land's End. The king does not appear to be alive anymore. That they appear to be slightly on the ground. And there appears to be the Knight Captain. This feels like it's going to be a semi-tricky boss fight. Just because he has a lot of health. Yeah, that is that thrust attack, or that stab attack he's doing, feels to me like the attack that will let me break those vertical walls that I keep seeing everywhere. I feel like this is probably the last... This feels like one of the last major upgrades, because that's the only type of barrier that and I think there was a mention of like masks for poison goop, or for the poison air. But this feels like the last major... I feel like there's only really one major type of barrier left that I haven't unlocked yet. And I just need to... Or that I haven't unlocked how to get past yet, which are those vertical walls. Okay, he's really not the fastest boss. He's moving pretty slowly. Granted, he hits hard. I will give Knight Captain Julius that much. He hits hard when he does manage to actually land a hit. Does this deal any... That is a terrifying attack. Yeah, that attack is terrifying. Okay. I am not dealing much damage to him. Because I'm like barely chipping away at his health pool there. And I have a pretty solid set of attacks. Like, these are not unupgraded. And those are not unupgraded attacks. Those are pretty solid attacks. Or pretty solid little spirit levels. Okay, I can skip the cutscene at least. Because, yeah, these attacks that he has are super... Like, I'm dealing a lot of damage. He just has the, like, largest health pool of anything I've seen in the game so far. That is a significant amount of health. I feel like aerial attacks are not helpful. I may need to tweak around my relic loadout for this fight to try to just deal more... Or to try to deal more damage or armor piercing or something. Because these... That's just a massive health pool is what it is. I thought I was just not dealing a lot of damage, but no, I am dealing a lot of damage. Each of my attacks is dealing quite a significant portion of his... Okay, how do I dodge that? Do I just gotta get behind him before he does it? I feel like staying close to this boss is the strategy. Yeah, I feel like staying close to him so I can dodge behind him is probably the best play. Because he hits hard, but he has some pretty solid... He has some pretty good telegraphs. Like, those are... The attacks do have telegraphs. I need to get better at reading that telegraph, I think. Because, yeah, he hits hard. He has a massive health pool. But he's slow. That is this boss's weakness. He's not fast. I should have my Western Merchant innate or turned on for the extra, or for the extra damage there. Because I'm basically dealing chip damage to the boss. I am figuring it out though. Just maybe not fast enough to win this attempt. Oh, he has a phase 3. Of course he has a phase 3. That's an attack. All right. We'll get this. We will get this eventually here. But because I'm not doing any aerial attacks. I'm not doing any aerial attacks, so that frees up 2, and I had 1 extra. I wonder if no SP gauge isn't going to help. I'm kind of debating which relics I want. I don't need more potency on the healing prayer. What I really need is to just be able to deal more damage. But none of these really seem to do exactly what I need. Increases aquatic movement speed. That doesn't help me here. Maybe I just reduce how much damage I take. I'm going to try Crest of the Immortal Knight. It hasn't been super useful so far, because it's like a fraction of a health. But just given how long this fight is, I feel like if I just have a little bit of extra just surviving power, I'll be able to do significantly better in this fight. Because yeah, I want to stay behind Knight Captain Julius, I think. And just slowly chip through his massive health pool. I mean, I do suppose we're hearing stories of his exploits for quite a long time. Like, there's multiple entire areas that have people talking about how strong the Knight Captain is and whatnot. So, it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense that we finally get to him and it be a like actually challenging fight. Because yeah, if I can get behind him when he does that attack, if I can get behind him when he does his attacks, I think I stay alive significantly better. Okay, but he is still a tricky boss fight. And yeah, he does that spin attack now that it's basically a don't be right up in my face constantly attack. But it is telegraphed. And an attack being telegraphed means I can counter it. Okay, you're going to do the spin attack, and I'm going to be pinned between you and the wall. That's actually a good healing point. Is when he's going to do his like full charge attack. Does make for a pretty good healing point. I'm still just not dealing as much damage as I'd like. I'm still just not dealing as much damage as I'd like. Okay. Well, we made it to phase 3 again. That is a giant laser beam of an attack. Okay, okay. He just has a lot of health. Like, a lot of health. I feel like the Immortal's Crest is not helping me, and neither is the faster healing in this fight. I like the increased spirit uses. I'm gonna try. It's like half my relic slots are going into the healing prayer charges right now. But I feel like that might give me enough staying power in the fight to be able to chip through his health pool. Because he has a significant health pool. Because, like, that is a lot of health. Because, like, I'm dealing more damage to him than I did to, like, many of the early game bosses. I kind of thought it might have been the armor, because I am hitting armor with every attack. But nope, he just has the, like, biggest health pool of any boss I've seen so far. Which is saying something, because some of these bosses have been kind of tanky already. At what point do I enable Western Merchant? I'm gonna guess. Okay, yeah, he really likes. Yeah, there's a couple of attacks that he really likes. And that includes the spin attack. Please don't do that. He did exactly what I asked him not to do. I suppose this is a boss fight after all. And it wouldn't be much of a boss fight if they just stood there and... Actually, the one boss fight that's actually made me feel bad in this game was the boss just stood there and looked at me the entire time. So, apparently that is an effective strategy for a boss. Because, yeah, the one boss that I did not want to fight is the one that didn't actually fight me. I think when I get a stun off in this phase is when I, like, half health-ish, is probably when I enable Western Merchant. Just for the extra... Because I only have so many charges on that. The thing I'm kind of, like, trying to pay attention to is I only have so many charges on Western Merchant that I can work with. Okay, I'm going into this phase with no healing, but am at full health. Okay, that is... I think... Okay, he's doing 3 attack combos in this phase. And a lot more area denial attacks. Yeah, he does a lot more aerial denial attacks in this phase. Okay. I feel like I'm getting further through the fight, at least, now. I'm just not getting there with quite enough health. Not quite enough health, at least. Oh, I should have paid attention to what my Western Merchant was at right at the end of the fight. Because that would tell me if I can enable it sooner. I'm going to try enabling it at the start of phase 2. I'm going to try enabling it a little bit sooner than I did last fight. Because yeah, I'm just trying to balance the limited charges. Oh, that could be an idea. Swap out some of my relics for a couple of extra for some more spirit charges, so I can definitely enable it sooner. Because the extra damage it deals does make the fight go faster. And the fight going faster does translate. Yeah, the fight going faster does translate to fewer chances for me to take damage from messing up one of my dodges. And that would help. I'm kind of like constantly debating what set of relics I actually want for this fight. I think I like the set of spirits I have equipped. I'm just not sure if I like the set of relics I have equipped for this fight, because this is definitely a tricky boss fight. Okay, he seems to, in phase 1, do 2 attack combos. Phase 2 do 2 attack combos, and in phase 3 do 3 attack combos. Which is interesting. Like, he gets slightly more, and then he gets a couple of new moves in his toolkit each phase also. That attack is... Okay, that was just me messing up. Those attacks are a little bit tricky to deal with. Because I wonder, if I unequip the White Priestess's statue, slightly increase spirit uses, and then reduce damage taken from enemies, maybe? Because yeah, not doing much in the way of aerial attacks this fight, so that really doesn't help me at all. 75 is... That is a decent number of attacks that I can... Or that is a decent length of time that I can have the Western Merchant out. So I think phase 2 start... I think I might actually do that. And then when he's like... I should make sure I mix in some of my ranged attacks when he's a little bit further away like that. Or when I like need to be a little bit further back to not get clipped by like one of his attacks. Oh, come on. Get out of the corner. I can't dodge behind you if you're in the corner. Granted, I think the boss probably... Actually, the boss might not be programmed to specifically target the corner. That is he just did that charge attack 3 times in a row. Which is a little bit hard to counter. Okay, I think I'm figuring something out. I'm not sure what I'm figuring out, but I'm figuring something out. That attack is a finisher when he jumps up in the air like that. It's not difficult to dodge, at least. Yeah, I just need to be more careful. And I really need to be able to get those heals off more consistently. Because I'm taking damage trying to heal, which is not particularly great. please stop just standing in the corner of the room. Okay, phase 3. We got to phase 3 again, at least. And I'm doing better now? To some degree? But I'm still taking a lot of what I'd classify as unnecessary hits. And I'm still taking a lot of what I'd classify as unnecessary hits in this fight. Yeah, not playing super clean still. But I'm dealing damage. Ah, shoot. Look at how tiny of a sliver of health he had left there. Oh, let's try that again. Let's try that again. I think that strategy does work. I think I have enough Western Merchant charges to enable at the start of phase 2. I just need to not get randomly hit when he, like, jumps forward or what have you in phase 1. Because, like, yeah, the game is difficult. But also quite balanced feeling. Like, despite how many, like, legitimately tricky boss fights there are, and tricky room, like, enemies and stuff there are, I never feel like the game's just, like, being actively unfair with how it's, like, attacking me. I did take a lot more damage in phase 1 than I would have preferred. Okay, I am learning the attack patterns as well. And the dodge timings. Because, like, this is not the world's easiest boss fight. I really need to just, like, stop dodging straight into him. Because I've done that multiple times at this point. Just dodge straight into the enemy. Because, yeah, if I can... The more I can punish his attacks, also the better off I'm going to be, I think. Okay, that was slightly suboptimal. Slightly very suboptimal. Is that an option? Okay, we are into phase 3 again with, once again, not actually having any healing. But I can start playing a little bit more aggressively now that I've learned some of the attack patterns. I did not know he could still do that in phase 3. Because, like, there are a lot of attack patterns that he can throw out at me. The ranged attack seems to be doing somewhat better damage. Ah, shoot. I could barely see the health bar on that one. All right. Could barely see the health bar. All right, one more time. Okay, let's... We are getting this boss soon. We're getting this boss very soon. I just need to be a little bit cleaner in my phase 1. I think I need to be a little bit cleaner in my phase 1 and a little bit more aggressive in my phase 2. Because I can definitely beat phase 1 without taking damage. That should be entirely possible. He's not doing anything super crazy yet. Probably because I haven't proven myself worthy of of actually needing him to like break out his stronger attacks yet. Okay, just 1, 2, 3. Just keep poking the enemy. Okay, there we go. That's a slightly cleaner phase 1. Yeah, that's a slightly cleaner phase 1. And then I want to get behind him and make sure Western Merchant is active for phase 2. And then make sure... Yeah, be a little bit more aggressive. Yeah, be a little bit more aggressive in phase 2, but not overly so. And then actually use the correct... Yeah, actually use heal windows to heal. Okay, 1, 2. Because yeah, he's pretty... This is a respectable boss fight. Yeah, this is a definitely respectable boss fight. That is so close to a stun lock. There we go. Yeah, or not a stun lock, a stagger. Yeah, I'm looking so... I'm definitely getting better at this fight. Okay. He is going to be slightly angry. And he's going to shoot blasting laser beams everywhere. I did not need to heal right there. I should really... Yeah, I need to save my heals for when I actually need them. Such as when I get caught by that attack. Okay, if I'm ever in front of him when he does that attack, I basically get instantly wiped out. Yeah, my health bar basically gets instantly zeroed out if I'm in front of him during that attack. Which is a little bit terrifying. Because there does not appear to be... really... I suppose that's what I get for skipping the cutscene. Is he, like, basically can get a pseudo-free pot shot off on me. Okay, come on. One attempt at a time. One attempt at a time. We do get there. Because that was a very clean phase 1 last fight. And a pretty clean phase 2. I just fumbled the bag on phase 3 slightly. Okay, that's phase 2 transition. He was right up on the wall. Yeah, he got like right up on the wall there. 1, 2. Okay, that was sloppy. That was definitely sloppy on my part right there. My healing heals a lot more than I think it does. Yeah, my healing heals a lot more than the, like, quarter of my health bar that I keep thinking it does. Though also that attack deals a lot more than a little bit of damage. Can I stagger you, please? Yes, I can. Okay. See, that feels like he's about to phase transition. He's at the correct health to be able to do it, at least. Okay, I should not be standing on top of his face when he does that. Okay, I want to heal. 1, 2. Because, yeah, I can start. I need to stay close by for when he's going to do the laser attack. I need to make sure I can get behind him. I need to make sure I can get behind him for that laser attack. Because if I'm not behind him when he does the laser attack, I am so toast. I'm so close. I'm so close. I just need to not die. Okay. Okay. I don't have much health left either. to be completely fair. I'm sorry. I've only added to the burdens. That got a little bit tense at the last second there. As the kingdom approached oblivion, its subjects became deathless abominations. My brethren fought on until madness consumed them, or the rain did. I managed to stave off the corruption of my mind and found myself in the throne room. My blade held over the king I was meant to protect. He shook and blubbered in exasperation. The priestess and the knights who gave their lives for the kingdom were disposable. I don't think that went well. This was where the king's obsession with immortality had led us. In the king's words, dripping with greed, were the palpable lament of his corrupt heart. It was plain to me, as the blood pumping in that heart also flowed through my veins. I, too, had not fought to protect the kingdom or its people, but my own interests. I only wished for him to admit he had been wrong to abandon me. Uh-oh. Sure enough, as I held my sword over him, his eyes were fixed only on me. I had been waiting for this. Waiting for our eyes to meet for the very first time. That's a little bit sad. But I think the king was also his father. Spirit, Knight Captain Julius, unleashes a series of jabbing attacks with a lance that allows for maximum reach. Advancing thrusts can be made by using this skill while moving sideways. The bastards were the king's bastard son. After enduring a hard life, he rose through the knightly ranks to get back at his father. His tenacity is unparalleled. Dash. After dodging, Knight Captain Julius grabs hold and charges forward, allowing a burst of momentum. What does that do? I'm guessing that moves faster. Action, piercing spectral lance. While dashing, attack. The charging strike of Knight Captain Julius's lance can break through pustulant walls. That's the red walls. The longer the dash, the more magic builds up within the spear. This not only increases attack range and power, but also powers through thicker pustulant walls. That is actually very good, because I think that's the last major thing I didn't know how to get past. A knight driven from his castle. How much hatred must one be consumed by to kill his own kin? A lot. I mean, the king is not exactly not exactly going to be bothering people right now. Yeah, the king is not exactly bothering people. I'm going to save the game here, though. It also probably shuffled back around some of my relics for something slightly more exploration-oriented. Because I do have a mixture. What was my stuff? I do like having both of those. I like having the extra thing. I like having the bonus spirit uses. Was it cool? No, it wasn't cooldown times. For exploration, I think or did I just not have enough stuff equipped previously? I'm going to equip extra health. I think I'm going to equip extra health. and just see where this gets me. Okay, I need the enemy to not just run off the right side of the screen. I can't attack an enemy I can't see. If the enemy runs off the side of the screen, I can't really do anything there. Also, we finally have the dash. Oh, that breaks through the walls like crazy. Pick up amulet fragment. It's also bonus health. Just one bit of extra health at a time. I should make sure I actually heal. Okay, yeah, my healing potency is actually pretty... Like, my ability to heal stuff is actually pretty strong at this point. Like, that's not an insignificant amount of healing. Yeah, that's not an insignificant amount of healing. Speeds up accumulation of the SP gauge. Eldred's Ring. An ancient warrior's gift to a priestess. The two were quite close, despite his being a disembodied spirit and her his master. Though she has passed on, the warrior's spirit yet remains, thinking fondly of the time they spent together. It's actually pretty... That's maybe useful. Actually, SP's not that much useful for me a lot of the time. The fiend who stole away my beloved son is somewhere in the castle. I will not suffer this trespass. My righteous rage shall not be satisfied until I hunt them down. For I cannot allow a dynasty of royal blood to meet an end in mine own halls. If only my plans had come to fruition, but no, hope yet remains. Okay, there is, oh, I can like launch him through the air. I was gonna say, there is a pestilent wall. That just sounds horrible to say. The rain changed everything. We have lost it all. Even our pride. Yeah, that just sounds horrible to say. But it's fairly accurate. But it appears that I can like launch him. That if I dashing through the air, I can send him forwards a little bit. Especially for 3 relic slots, that's definitely not worthwhile. That is a lot of the map that I have yet to uncover. There was something to the left. What was to the left? I can probably clear out these rooms. Because I bet you I can just climb up this exit now. Okay, this is like... For being right next to the starting area, that's some high-level enemies. Or those are some high-level enemies. For being right next to the starting area. Because that is... It's a little tricky. Just a little, though. Okay, I can't quite get him across that gap. Is there, like... Because that's definitely not enough space to charge up an attack. What's this? Is there, like, something in the ceiling somewhere, maybe? Because that feels like I should be able to drop... Because I don't think I can do that across the gap. I think the gap is just a bit too small there. Yeah. But it kind of looks like... What it kind of looks like to me is that there might be a pathway... There we go. See, it's not that I can't ever find hidden walls. It's that a lot of hidden walls are like... I don't know, just weird looking to me. What's this? Vibrant Plume. Slightly increases the height of your jump. The game's giving me more movement jank. A feather ornament Silva bequeathed to her doting sister, who never once wore it. Crafted by a sorcerer, it seemingly grants the ability to harness the wind. I like that item. I like that item. That is a fun item. Yeah, that is a fun item. Because that gives me actually a lot of capacity to just mess with stuff. These enemies are still slightly dangerous. Okay, it's also very quiet. Like, there's not much music at the moment. Which is kind of fascinating to me. That is terrifying. There are a lot of very strong enemies in this area. Okay, I think I want the Western Merchant's help here. To just thin out all the enemies in this room. Chief Guardian. Okay, there is just a mini-boss over here. Yeah, there's just like a mini-boss tucked into a corner. And I'm out of health. I suppose that tracks. Let me have Western Merchant active for a much longer time than actually. I think I can. I think I might be able to use this to skip at least a couple of the enemies. And if I can skip out on a couple of the enemies in this area and still clear the area, then I think we're in pretty good shape. Because, yeah, they're not that dangerous. They're not that dangerous, at least. I say as if one of them didn't, like, absolutely just obliterate me not that long ago. It would help if my attacks were going in the direction of the enemy. just a little bit. Might be slightly helpful. Okay, I did activate Western Merchant. Yeah, this is not the boss. The boss, I think, is just a little further over. Yeah, the boss is just a little further over. And is apparently made out of wet sandpaper. It turned out if you're expecting a boss, it's a little bit easier. Ah, Priestess, you're still with us. It turns out if you're expecting a boss fight, it's a little bit easier to deal with it, because the mini-boss fight hurls a chain fitted with a circular blade. The Chief Guardian, once protector of the prior priestess, suffered in the rain. She wept as she came to know the pain of the priestess's sacrifice. That's slightly sad. Slightly sad kind of appears to be the motto of the game. Okay, what's down here? Is this I just, like, dropped straight through the ceiling. It's not quite what I intended. The door to the left is one of the gold doors that I don't know how to open. But there was another pathway out the top here. I just gotta actually get up there. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, jump, 1, 2, dash. There we go. It's not that difficult to make it up here. So I could equip the Vibrant Plume and probably have a even easier time of things. Because these enemies are, they're kind of everywhere, but having a bit more jump height, that probably lets me get, that's gonna let me get to so many just weird spots the wrong way. Granted, I think I have all the movement abilities unlocked anyways. So I'm not sure that there's much benefit I should heal. I'm not sure there's much additional added benefit. Where are we? There's still stuff in the other room also. Oh, this one? What's that? Oh, it's another one of them. Aw. No. Yet another princess or priestess. Does this spark your memory at all? That did not look like a no. That looked like a maybe. That looks like a yes. See? I'm going to grow up and be a white priestess. I'm going to help my mother any way I can. Secret keeps me company, but I'm so bored. So, you better wake up so we can play. Got it? I want to tell you something. Okay, talk to you later. The lily from those memories. That must be this poor white priestess here. You want her wish to live on? I see. Then it is fitting that we call you Lily. That way, her hopes will live on in you. Perhaps that is our lot as those who carry on. Though we have no precious memories of our own to cling to, we can pass on the hopes and dreams of those who came before. Aw. Prayer Restoration Plus. Lily's note. Secret told me that good things come to those who do good themselves. I want to be her friend. Poor thing, she won't be able to talk when she wakes up. But all I want to do is talk to her, right now. If only for a little while, anyway. I wonder what her name is. I'll have to ask Mother when I see her next. She's going to be our new sister. At least there's something happy there. Though I'm pretty sure that is the first not depressing note I picked up the entire game. Which, hi there. There's just a random evil knight. Actually, I suppose they're not evil so much as just slightly taken over by corruption. Because I'm missing an item, and I'm suspecting it's the item through here. I'm suspecting it's this. I'm suspecting this is the thing that it's considered missing in this room. Okay, 1, 2, 3, take out the enemy. 30 Fierce Blight is a pretty good amount. Yeah, it's actually a decent chunk of the map's now actually starting to get cleared out. We got a new spirit unlocked. Once protector of the Pirate Priest. That's not a lot of these don't have a lot of uses. It's kind of the problem. Actually, I'm going to replace the Royal Aegis Crest with the better jump height. I feel like just having that... How much is that more? That is actually a notable amount of extra just vertical mobility. Yeah, that is actually like a notable amount of extra vertical mobility. Which I think will let me get to... I want to go to the fast travel point down from that one. The map is not the most readable thing in the entire world. Yeah, that map is not... Oh, that one's... I don't know where this one is. I'm trying to check just easy spots for random items I missed. Because I know one of these two has a, like, thing up in the ceiling that I just could not get to before. And I want to pick up all the upgrade materials I can at this point, so I can slightly jank out the game. There are a lot of pathways that I'm still missing. Yeah, there is a lot of blue on the map. Yeah, there is. That is a significant amount of just unexplored areas. Or, like, not fully explored rooms. Because there's a lot of blue, there's a lot of, like, the reddish dots for exits that I haven't explored yet. And I want to find everything. But the game makes that slightly difficult because there is a lot to find. There's just a lot to find here. Why is that one not active? This area feels like... Oh yeah, it's because I've already cleared this area. Oh, it's because there's a gate from the other side. Okay, gate from other side is blocking my way. The other respite I want to check out is the one... Not there, not that one. That one, because there's a path off to the right of here. Okay, there's another pathway off to the right of this one that I haven't been through, and I just was in kind of just ignoring before. Pick up Furious Blight times 30. That is not the only thing in this room. The fact that that's not the only thing in this room is kind of interesting. Oh, it's because there's a random mini-boss hiding here. There's just some random mini-bosses. I'm fighting so many just random things right now. Okay, I don't think the Fallen Sentinel is actually that difficult of a mini-boss. But hopefully we can purify them. I can't go on. I can't see where they are. Purify. Fallen Sentinel flies forward, piercing enemies in their path with their blade. After the Bastion defense, the heretic sorcerers gave suspicious elixirs to the soldiers of the Twin Spires. When the rain fell, those who drank the brew mutated into winged abominations. Oh, that also full clears that. Or full clears this room, which connects to the room we were just in. Somehow. I'm guessing I need to swim through the water. I'm guessing that connection is in the water somewhere. Because I want all the secrets. All the secrets are going to be mine. But I think it's a lever over here somewhere. I think we're on the other side of that gate. Are we? Where are we? I actually don't know where we are. It looks like there is 30 stagnant blight. I don't know what I want to upgrade with the stagnant blight at this point, because my Western Merchant, which is kind of has been my go-to, is already upgraded. The slightly angry plants in the water. Okay, so yeah, this is just the other side of the gate. That's a reasonable enough spot to be, I suppose. What I really need, though, is I need a lot more... Not of the stagnant blight. But I need a lot more of the fury. Yeah, I need a lot more, not of the stagnant blight, but of the furious blight. Sorry, my brain just completely rebooted right there. That's not furious blight, game. I was just saying I need more of the furious blight, not more of the stagnant blight. Ah, well. It's free upgrade materials. That's a lot of it. That really is just a lot of blight. And that's a kind of tricky to get to spot. Yeah, that's kind of a tricky to get to spot, but I think looking at the time, I'm gonna call today's stream there. Next stream, I think we can go down. We might need to eventually actually go explore the poison swamp. But I kind of want to try to collect or clean up some of the stuff that's kind of just tucked around the map before we do that. Because there's definitely some secrets hidden. There's definitely still some secrets hidden around the map that we haven't found yet. That I would very much like to unlock. So I think I'm going to call today's stream there. Hope you enjoyed, had a good time, all that stuff. There will be streams next week. I don't have my schedule put together for next week quite yet. But I hope you have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, everybody. And have a good one. Bye-bye.